Welcome in. You are speaking to the Meeples Champion, and we have a load of games as the giant gold-like collections that I picked up at Paxeast this year, 2023. I went for all 4 days and was able to just go all over the convention as far as board games. I really hit up everything I could. We were at booths non-stop. I was test trying games. I was in tournaments. I was able to stay late on the first night and be able to compete in some RPG type style stuff. It was a really fantastic time. One of my best experiences I've ever had in the gaming area. And today, we're going to go over a little bit exactly what we did compete in, what we played, what we tried, what we bought, and how our experience really felt. I got a little bit of a video that I'm going to pop up for you guys as we're speaking. It just shows the basic 5-minute walk-in, everything we saw from up above, everything we saw when it came to the floor. You'll get some shots of the video game side. I didn't hit that up a lot because I wasn't really there for the video games, so I walked through a few times each day. But, you know, if you're talking, I was there 10 o'clock until the first night, midnight, second night, 4, third, 6, fourth, 6. So, you know, I was there for 22, somewhere in the range of 36 hours I spent there. And if I spent 4 of those hours out in the video game section, I'd be shocked. So why don't we just jump right in and start talking about it. So when it came to tournaments, I actually competed in, 2 Ticket to Rides, 2 Patchworks, a King Domino, and a Clank tournament, and an Azul. So 7 total tournaments. It was a really good time. I really don't think I got crushed in anything. I got knocked out first round in Clank, but I went for a totally weird strategy. I ended up going for the buy the MonkeyBot 3000 first turn and try to see if I could draw through my deck quick enough to move, pick things up, and get out of there. I was the first one out. I got the 20-point bonus. I took 3rd place because of it, but I really killed myself because on my 3rd turn I picked up Dead Run. By the time I was on 10th or 11th turn, I had no Clank left. Everything was in the bag. It was pretty overwhelming. And I actually was fine on health. I just didn't want to risk it because as we were getting to the point where, you know, everybody had picked something up, we were getting 4 or 5 things pulled from the bag. I knew my color was the largest amount. So I didn't feel the need to overwhelm that. Now, additionally, when we're talking about, you know, these tournaments, we had the Azul tournament. Azul was pretty good. I took 2nd place. I missed it by 2 points. That was a tough one. I legitimately thought I had that one won. It was just a right down to the wire call. Me and another guy crushed the rest of the table. It was a fun game. Just trying to strategically know when to pick your tiles and block people, because that's what I was really doing. I found out, you know, I strategized myself for the first 3 rounds, and then once I jumped into the 4th and 5th round, I was knowing who my true opponent was and trying to strategize how to get myself points and cost him the most points to try to see if I could even it out and get us close. And it was a fight right to the end. He was doing the same right back to me, so really good fight there. Then we had our Patchwork tournaments. Now, I competed in 2 of these, and when it came to Patchwork, I felt that the first tournament just didn't go my way. I got crushed really quick. Thankfully, they gave me a retry because they were a little off, so they actually shifted me over, let me jump in again, and even out the tournament so we could have an even amount to the end. I did win my first round 2nd time around there, but got knocked out in the 2nd round. Then I went the next day, and I actually ran all the way to the finals. It was great. I got 2 victories, got into the finals matchup, and it was a close call. You know, we were really, really close for most of the match. And then when we got into that finals matchup, the last 4 turns, if anybody here's played Patchwork before, that you know that Patchwork is one of those, you can be in a close game and then it doesn't look close final score. Nothing went my way. Everything I needed was not lined up with my next picks, and it was always lined up with hers. Not in a way that she didn't deserve the win. She definitely played an amazing game start to finish. just in an unlucky finish for me where I couldn't be competitive, and she just ran away with it. So it was a good fight at the beginning, and then the luck just turned up a dial for her, and I was out. So great match. Really happy I got to the finals. It was my first time to the finals, so it was really cool. Then we had Ticket to Ride. I competed in 2 of these. One of them, again, another close call, second place. I think I lost by like 4 or 5 points. Just nothing I could do. All of my routes got blocked, and I ended up just taking a bunch of negatives as a result of not being able to connect my routes. So that sucked. But my first tournament of it, I actually got all the way to the finals. Killed it. I just got longest route, got all my cards done, and just made sure to finish that. The instant I knew I had the longest route and my cards were done, I skyrocketed for the end. I just got to get every train down I could and get that thing done. And then in the finals, as those of you, actually, I guess none of you would know this yet, I will be going in September to compete in the World Series of Board Gaming, where I'll be competing in Azul, Patchwork, Ticket to Ride, as well as Dune Imperium. And I wanted to try a new strategy in the finals against people that clearly knew what they were doing and see if I had a chance to give myself would this work? So I went for the jerk strategy and attempted to just block people. I went for my moves, but when I had opportunities, I'd wear off and go to corners and block somebody. And it didn't work. It hurt them a little bit, but it hurt me more. And so that just did not work at all for me. So good to know. Crossing it off my list of what I'll do when I'm in Vegas. It was not a good strategy, but I didn't care about winning the tournament as much as getting the experience and trying out a few things and seeing how they worked against really good players. So that was really cool. Then we had, let's see, so that was 2 Azul, 2 Patchwork, 2 Ticket to Ride, King Domino. I was shocked I lost. King Domino was one of my best games. Wish it was in the World Series. I'd be definitely playing that one. I took second place. I think I lost by a point. It was one of those really horrible last grabs where there was nothing I could do. Everything that came out was going to help the person I was competing with by more points than anything would do for me. And it was just a horrible Final Four. Nothing you can do. Sometimes you just get bad luck. It was everybody thought I had it in the bag the whole way, and then no matter what piece I took, it was like a 3-point, 4-point, or 5-point plus for me. And no matter what piece they took, it was like 9 points to like 12 points for them. So it was a huge range shift. Couldn't do anything to stop them. So great matchup though. Really enjoyed it. So that was my tournament play. Had a blast. Now what else did we do while we were there? Well, we had our, Thursday night. We competed in Alien. Now, for those of you who've never played the Alien RPG, I own it. I've reviewed it. And I love the Alien RPG. It's one that I've really been excited to get out there and play and make more effort at. However, getting to play here was a blast. It was from 8 p.m. to midnight. There were 6 of us plus the DM. And the concept of our particular mission, we were all on a ship much like the Nostromo. And what we were doing was, each of us picked a role. I decided right off the bat, I'm going to pick the company agent. They're almost always the bad guy, or at least don't have good ideals, and we're probably in trouble. And I said, you know what? I'm turning this ship up. I'm going to make him a good guy. I literally said to everybody, I'm going to be the best company agent you ever did see. And they were all like, okay. Well, I got him, and his mission was, there's a 73-year-old ship that's going to come into view soon. You know this. Nobody knows you know. Nobody else knows. You were there to blow your ship up, get everybody to the other ship, find some stuff. Basically, they had a bunch of intel on the aliens, a whole bunch of science equipment and stuff that they had taken samples of. Get the samples. Not kill your crew, but they weren't essential and their deaths were okay, and get it back home. That was your mission. So I was like, well, I'm playing this the best way I can. So when I wanted to go to the other ship, but I said to them, like, okay, I'd like to be on this party, but like, let's discuss this. Let's go through it. They made the decision it didn't make sense for me to go. So 4 of them went with one of our NPCs, and me and the other NPCs, along with our pilot, stuck behind. I played the best I could. I said, all right, well, I'm going to go stay at the airlock and keep an eye out because I want to make sure, you guys are going to another ship. We don't need anybody or anything coming over our ways without us having knowledge. So you guys investigate. I'll have eyes on the airlock. So they were like, okay. So they do all their stuff. All of a sudden, our ship starts announcing, like after they've done a whole bunch of stuff over there, starts announcing that we are going to blow up in 2 minutes. So I ran to Mother, jumped in, attempted to turn it off. Legitimately did ask. I was like, I'm going to play this as if I'm trying. So I was like, can I turn it off? Is there anything I can do? She's like, nope, nothing you can do. I was like, okay, guys, I'm running. There's nothing I can do. They won't allow me to change this. Ran over to the other ship. They had found the crew, which had been in stasis for 73 years. And I managed to find their company agent. And she immediately, I give her kind of like a signal, like, let's go talk. And she immediately goes, so we're going to kill everybody, get the samples, and go back to Earth. And I tell her she's been asleep for 73 years, and she's caught off guard. But she's still like, we still have to do this. And I was like, okay. And then I went back to my captain, who was my rival, apparently. And I was like, she wants to kill you all and steal these samples. I am here for the samples. I know about the samples. But I had no intention of killing you all. And this feels like something where I need to tell you my secret mission now because I don't want you all dying. And he was like, okay. So I was like, put a guy who's the best gunner on her and make sure she doesn't cause us an issue. He was like, done. So now we got that going on. And all of a sudden, we're like time jumping and she disappears, but we have a gunner on her. And we have a guy who ends up causing one of these aliens to show up. They're a new version. They don't chest burst. They don't have acid blood. Instead, they're like head bursters. So they like pop out of your eye and rip your head in half. Very craziness. And we end up in battles, and me and 2 other people get infected, and we have to like turn on everybody. We basically now have to attack our fellow humans. And one of them is not doing that. And eventually it comes to fruition, the expectation we all thought, which was he's a robot, and that's why he's not actually infected. So it was pretty crazy. We basically all ended up with a bunch of us having the same mission. Me and the robot both were supposed to escape with the samples. The robot was our pilot. However, my mission had been updated at about the 2-hour mark, and we were told, you no longer need to kill the crew. Turns out they may be of help. You might want to let them in on it or find a way to get them to work with you. So thankfully, my good intentions worked out when it turned out I needed them. So the clock, unfortunately, clocked out on us. We hit midnight. They told us we had to leave. So we were not able to finish our game. We were literally right at that finish where it was like either the robot was getting there or I was getting a way to get out of this crazy rage haze and somehow myself get the samples and get out of there. We were going to find a way. We just hadn't figured it out yet. That being said, it was a blast. And the one thing I learned from it, somebody at the table had a dice tray. Now, my opinion was, I don't know why you need a dice tray. We can all roll on the table. Never was really into it. Then, for the next 4 hours, the person with the dice tray never had an issue. The DM had dice go off the table 3 times. 2 of the players to my right had issues where they were rolling and they would have to like figure out which die was which. And we'd have to be like, no, that one you already rolled before. Don't count it. So there was issues. And I, at the end of that, said, I think I want to get a dice tray for my Alien game that I can use if I need it for other games. So got myself a little dice tray. It's a pretty good quality. I feel like being black fits. I already have all my Alien dice in there. Black and yellow are all mixed. And so this will be specifically my dice tray for the Alien RPG, which I'm hoping to play in maybe about the next 2 months. I'm hoping to get a night in. So that was a blast. Now let's get to the tables. The tables were awesome. As usual, Battleground was the big area. You know, they brought basically, it felt like their whole store. You also had Pandemonium there. You had Japanime there. You had a bunch of small guys like going out there and test trying lots of games. Now, I walked through and I made my effort and I ended up picking up quite a few off my list. Now, down below here, we got Flamecraft. I checked out with my friends. Nobody had ordered it. So I went, all right, I'll buy it day 1. And right above it, Woodcraft and Clank Catacombs. These were 3 big buys for me. I was really looking forward to Clank and to the Flamecraft. Woodcraft I'd heard about. It was on my list. Wasn't sure. I bought it day 2. Now, day 4, when I went to buy a game, I got this game for free with it because they were kind of near the end of their day and they were trying to just unload some stuff they didn't want to have to offset their weight to get down their costs. So I was like, all right, I don't know what the game is. It's small. It was $15 regularly. I'll try it out. I also got Demon Worker from Japanime. I was talking with one of the people there about the game. They somehow knew I was a reviewer. I don't think they knew me specifically. I think it was just how we were talking. They had a sense of it. So they said, why don't I give you the game for free? Give me your information. I'm going to check your channel out, and we'll see if we want to work with you down the line. So I got a free game. It's a game I've been wanting to get. Really excited to test try it, review it, and give them a chance there. Day one, I also picked up the Star Wars deck building game. Now, I was going to get this. However, it helped that when I walked in, there were about 6 copies at Battleground that had taped to the top the Star Wars card sleeves. I don't normally go for card sleeves, but if I'm going to get them for free, and they're going to be the card sleeves that perfectly match the game, why not buy the game and get the free card sleeves? So I got this with either 100 or 200 card sleeves with it. Sleeved all the cards that required them. There's some that don't, so those have not been sleeved, and really excited to get this 2-player game in. I'm hoping that might be one with the wife sometime soon. Now, off to my left here, you may notice a very large box. I was very excited to play, to have my own Everdell. I've played, I liked it. The company who manufactures Everdell, I actually worked for them for 2 days. Way back at the start of this channel, probably a week or 2 into my videos coming out, I went over there. They're based out of New Hampshire. I joined the company on a 1-week test try. Basically, they give you a shot to come work, and you get a shot to try to work with them. If they don't feel it's a fit, at any point they can tell you you're done. If you don't feel it's a fit, at any point you can say, I don't want to come back. And at the end of the week, if neither one of you said it, you can have a discussion about a real job. So in my case, I went for 2 days knowing I wouldn't really want a job. But I was unemployed at the time. I got a good amount of money. I mean, not huge, but a good amount of money for my 2 days of work. And left at the 2-day mark because I had an interview for the now current job I have. But it was really nice to be able to have this opportunity. So that was great. And it let me get an idea more about the Everdell boxes, everything that was in the expansions. So that was great. Kiddo, what's the matter?
Daddy, I'm scared.
What happened?
I'm scared.
What scared you?
It's a monster.
Okay, we'll take a breath. Okay. Okay. Daddy's just shooting a video. Could you go up for 5 more minutes for your movie, and then I'm going to come up and join you, okay?
I want to stay here.
If you stay, you can't talk. Can you sit right there and be quiet? I just need to finish my video.
I want to stay.
You can't talk. No talking, okay?
I want to stay here.
Okay, but no talking. You can't make any noise, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So I picked up the Everdell Complete Collection box, and I'm pumped about it. The number one thing for me was I opened up the box to open everything up, prep it. The box has no baggies. Now, for some of you, that may not matter. My friends all give me this look when they open up some of my games. I hate baggies. I just do. I like a game that has a good insert, or I'll occasionally spend for Clank, for 5 Tribes, 2 of my most played games. I have paid for an additional insert to get everything well designed, so I don't need baggies. I can pull it all out. It's right there. It's easily accessible. Great. This is what this box did. It's got every single thing properly put into boxes, a little, either a big box, a small box, but it's all boxed out in a way you can pull it all out and easily put together the game. I love it. I'm a big fan of what they've done there. I got $350 worth of value for $275. That was a $75 off exclusive for being there, and it was brand new. So I'm really excited about that one. Cannot wait to start trying out these expansions. And then we have our pile here. Now here we've got at the bottom, Millefiori. That one I picked up on last day because Battlegrounds put it on a 33% off sale. So I said, well, kind of grabbed my attention. I've seen it before. Wasn't one I was going to go get necessarily, but to see it for $37, I was like, yeah, I'll go get that game. So that was one I picked up. The end of day one, I ended up picking up Too Many Bones. Now, this is 120. I don't remember how much it was initially for the base game. This is the condensed base game, meaning it's the same exact game, but the box is way smaller, and the components are all the exact same, but supposedly some of the storage isn't as good. I mean, I talked to people who were looking at it, and they're like, this all looks like the same or staying level. So really excited. This is a solo or co-op game, not normally my style, but it's a dice builder game, and I really can't wait to get this one to the table. Above that, I got Sky Tier Horde. Now, this one seems to be a solo play, a 1-versus-1 play, or a 3-player play, and it is all about just this balancing act, it seems. I don't know enough about it to really truly talk about it yet. I went through this particular group, and they had a bunch of them. They had the Caesar game. I think these are the ones that make Blitzkrieg. They had a plane shooting game. It might have been like dogs of something, but it was an airplane fighting game. And then they also had this really cool Gears game. So I test tried a bunch of games with this group and said I was getting at least one, and this was the one that I ended up deciding on. It was just the perfect combination of I liked the theme, the price wasn't insane, and it looked like a game I'd have fun with. The Gears one was really interesting, but it was really expensive, and it came with a bunch of expansions on the side that I have to pay for, and I didn't want to buy the expansions, so I went for this one. Then there was Beer and Bread. It was a day one, last second grab, maybe a day two grab, and it is one where you're playing 2-player, and you have to balance your different pieces of resources to try to make sure that you can make your beer and your bread. So I guess beer and bread are made primarily by a lot of the same resources, and you have to make sure that you're not overdoing it one way or the other. You have to find a balancing act to be able to keep making them at the right supplies required. Then Core Connection, along with, so this is Core Connection, The Rise of Atlantis, and Core Connection, Rise of Atlantis, Titans Unleashed, an expansion for it. Now, it's a deck builder. I don't know anything about it. I've never played it before. However, I got it because this booth had a setup. Day one, I put my email in to get emails from them, and I got a ticket. And then I bought these because they added up to 60, which was the requirement to get tickets. So I got a second ticket. And every day they did a drawing at 5 o'clock. So if you were there for the drawing, your ticket got pulled. If you won, you got games. Well, I stuck there for day one, didn't hit, and somebody gave me 3 tickets. So as a result of the 3, I had 5, and I ended up sticking there. I missed Tuesday. Okay, I had to leave too early, so fingers crossed I didn't miss anything there. But I came back Wednesday and missed, came back on Friday or Sunday and hit, and got all of this. A lot of value here. It's 5 different games. Each one ranks, I looked online at they sell on their site at 50 a piece. Amazon was like 40 to 45 a piece, depending on each one. I got this big box, which is empty, but it's designed for all these to unload into. And I got this underneath thing, which is like I guess you build it, and it's like a 3D castle or something for all of it to work with. So that's really cool. It basically comes out to roughly $300 worth of value I won, which was great. Super excited about it. I don't know that this isn't. I don't know the IP. I haven't. It doesn't grab me. That being said, that doesn't mean I don't want to try it. I saw it was a deck builder, and I went, okay. So I'm going to look into this game. I'm going to try to learn some more about it before I unwrap anything. See if it's a game I think I'd like to play. If it is, fantastic. And if it's not, then I will put it for sale up and let somebody get it in mint condition from me and just get some more money in my pocket back from what I spent. But I was really excited to win something, so this was pretty cool. And my last game here is 5211, 5211, the Azul Special Edition. It's just a card game. I don't really know much about it, but can't wait to learn. So this was my buys. Overall, I think this was an amazing experience. I got tournament play, I got RPG play, I got test playing, I got some experience with making some potential partners for the channel. I'm hoping that can really come together. And I won some stuff, and I got some great games, and I can't wait to learn all of these and review them for you guys. With the exception of Everdell, I have not played or reviewed any of this stuff. So all of this is hopefully going to get to the table and reviewed for you guys soon. But that was my Paxeast 2023 experience. It was absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait for next year to go back, do another 4 days, and give you guys another one of these videos. Maybe with a little bit more interaction with the actual con. This year, I made the decision not to try to do interviews as it was a little bit difficult. But I think next year, if I'm able to go back and my channel has grown a bit more, I might be able to try to get some interviews and talk to people about their games. Well, thank you guys for checking in. It's been a fantastic day. You were talking to the Meeples champion. Can't wait for PAX East next year. Till next time.